Hey everyone, Fox
And Kit.
from Fox and Kitwood Works. Today we're going to be doing a quick video going over an error code that happens on the xTool S1 from time to time. Now this came up because I'm a part of a few different forums and community pages on Facebook, and someone was having this error code come up. So here is that error code. Alright, so what that error code is saying is that the riser, point to it, is not connected to the laser engraver. And this is due to 3 different bolts that are actually on the inside of the machine that are not registering a connection. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so that error message comes from when these 3 bolts, go ahead Kit, show them the bolts, point to all 3 of them, are not showing a connection to the riser base. Now these bolts are supposed to actually not have Loctite on them, but when I got mine they had Loctite on them and I had to clean them up a little bit, and I didn't have this issue for a long time. After a little while I started having it pop up and I would actually take the bolts out, clean them off, put them back in, and it worked. The frustrating part is if your machine mid laser engrave gets this error, the riser base not connected, it will stop the process, and getting it to start from where it last was at is kind of a pain. Most of the time you can't do it and you have to redo the engraving. So the simple solution workaround, which plenty of other people have also shown, is by connecting the 3 bolts together using the included washers with a piece of wire. Kit, go ahead and point to the wire.
The wire is right here. It goes through all this stuff and makes everything work.
Correct. So the way the wire works is, and I just use some leftover, I think this is 12 gauge or 14 gauge copper wire for the ground, is you take the bolts almost all the way out, and there's a washer, and I'm going to zoom in on it so you can see. This right here is the washer that is under this bolt, and I believe these are 20 and 24 or 25 millimeter bolts. You could actually just buy replacement bolts with the correct threading to put in there, but this will completely work around it, so that way even if those don't work, it'll still function. There is a small current that goes through all 3 bolts. As you can see, all 3 bolts have this washer. They connect into this riser base, and there's a piece of metal that connects all 3 of these together, and that's how it shows connection, that the riser base is properly attached. Now this is a safety feature for xTool so that it makes sure you're not using it in an improper way. So as you can see with the 3 bolts, I have this copper wire run under the washers and then tightened down. This eliminates the ability, or I should say the error, because instead of there being an issue, whether it's dirt or a broken piece of metal between the riser base and your actual xTool machine, or some dirt in there that caused this connection not to work between the 3 bolts, it's circumventing it by going through the copper wire. It's just a very, very low voltage that's saying, hey machine, go ahead and start working. The riser base is properly attached. Everything should be working for safety. So hopefully this video will solve your issue with that. It took me about 2 years before I decided to actually do this, because it happened on a couple projects where it stopped laser engraving about midway through and gave me that error. I have gotten this error during firmware updates, but usually once I clean the bolts, it solved that problem. So I don't know if that's tolerance in the firmware updates, but since I have done this, I have not had a single issue. I hope you find this video informative and that it solves some of your problems, especially for all you xTool S1 users. I didn't have this error start popping up until about a year into actually using it, and it didn't become a problem where I couldn't really get it to clear until about 6 months ago. And once I added in the copper wire, it completely negated that error. Never have had it since. I will go out and say I have seen this done by several other content creators on YouTube. I'll give some credit there to Johnny Laser. I think he has a video on this, and a few others, which I'll mention in the description. But anyways, hope you all stay safe. Have a great day.
And